Hey guys, welcome to week 1 of this yin series with me. So just to get stuck in straight away, you'll see that by the side of me I've got my props, so I've got blocks, I've got a strap, I've got cushions. I advise you guys do the same, get it all ready at the beginning and then you don't have to get up and run off. I also advise that you have your phone or a timer with you so that you can put the timer on to time yourself throughout the postures and have like an alert on it so that you don't have to sit there staring at it the whole time. So today we're going to be working from the feet up to the legs. So then once we've done the feet, we'll be working around in a circle on the legs. So we'll be targeting the quads, the glutes, the IT band, the hamstrings, and then the groin and the adductors. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, actually I should probably just explain how this is going to work. So I will set up each posture for you. So I'll explain how we're doing it, and then it's up to you. Either you can watch the video the whole way through and make notes on what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, or you can just pause me each time that you set the timer. So with each posture you can get yourself into it, pause me, put your timer on and go through it like that. But I'm going to demo our moves and give you the suggested times that I think that you might want to work on them for. So to begin with, we're just going to go into a toe stretch. So coming onto your knees and coming up onto the ball of, well, not even the ball of the foot, so stretching really into the toes. This is tough going. It's not an easy posture. We're going to hold here for 1 minute. You can, if this is too intense, you can have your hands slightly on the floor, and then over time you'll work your way to having the hands on the legs. So yeah, like I say, 1 minute in that toe stretch. After the toe stretch, we will come down into our first rebound posture. So after every posture there'll be a rebound, which is where we come to, I'd say relax, but what we want to be bringing our attention to is where we're feeling the energy. So after the toe stretch, we'll come down to a narrow leg child's pose. So forehead on the mat, and we'll just bring the attention to the feet and we'll feel the energy around there. And we'll stay in this narrow legs child's pose for 1 minute. And that's our rebound there. Then we'll come to counter pose the toe stretch. So we'll come into our shin and ankle stretch, lifting up the tops of the knees, and you can have the hands on the mat. Again, this is a very intense posture, so just be careful. And then in time you might be able to take the hands here, but like I say, it's a tough one. So we'll just hold that one for 1 minute. And when you've done your 1 minute, we'll come into a wide leg child's pose for our rebound. So open the legs wide and just let the body melt down to the mat. And we'll probably hear that word quite a lot throughout this series, so it's all about melting. We don't want to be engaging the muscles, we just want to nicely melt down into the postures and just sit and be with the pose. So coming into our first leg stretch, we've done our toes, we're now going to work into the quadriceps, coming into saddle. Now saddle, and in yin, a lot of people will be able to do things and not be able to do other things. We're all made very, very, very differently. I can't stress that enough. So everyone's pose will look a bit different. You might find that for saddle, you want to bring in some props in case you don't quite have the capacity to go back. I've got numerous props here. So we sit in between the heels with the heels as close as we can, and then we just lie back. And hopefully we feel this in the quads and then also in the hip flexors here as well. Now, if for any reason like me, this posture doesn't work for you, and for some it won't, I'd like those of you in full saddle, which is this here. You can also, by the way, take the props totally out. So you can remove the props and you can lay back here. And you may find that you get the target area, but you may also find, for anyone that has a bit of a bad back, you may find that this works into the back a little bit and doesn't feel very comfortable. So there's options. For those of you holding full saddle, I'd like you to hold it for 3 to 4 minutes. And then for those of you that can't find the target area in full saddle, we come to half saddle and we just split the time. So you just have one leg, you can either have it out straight and we just work into this, into one leg at a time, or we use the leg not being stretched as a lever, so we can bring this leg up. So for me, personally, it works best if I'm here. I can really feel that now stretching through here, and holding it for 3 to 4 minutes is going to be tough. You may find that just placing the leg here gives you that extra stretch. It's all about working through each posture, finding what works for you best. So that's either saddle or full saddle, held for 3 to 4 minutes in the full version, and if you're doing half and half, you can split the time, or if you're slightly maybe more advanced and you want to hold it for a bit longer, you could do 3 minutes each side. So we've worked into our quads, we've worked into our hip flexors. Now we're going to go into the glutes and the IT band by coming into shoelace, and there is another option for this. So we'll start with the left leg underneath. So we take this out here and we take the right leg across. So for a lot of people, this won't be available. It just won't be, and it's not necessarily because they're not flexible enough. It's because their bones just don't allow it, and it's something that we have to accept in yin. So instead of shoelace, if you can't get to here, we come into box, which is just here. And we can, if the leg's up here, we can always add a bit of padding, maybe add a block. You see where I'm going with this? So lots of props, lots of bits there. So when you've found the bit that works for you, be it shoelace, be it box, we then just slowly hinge at the hips and we take it into a forward fold. Again, melting down. Put the timer on now and just find that release. So this posture as well, on more of an emotional level, it's really, you're squeezing in everything. You're working into your second chakra, you're working into your first 3 chakras because you're sort of squeezed in, you're folding over. There's a lot going on emotionally, and I just say to you, close the eyes, look inwards, sit with it, and just try your best to just, I wouldn't say enjoy the feeling, because trust me, I know this is one of my least favourite postures, but just be with it and try to stay as still as possible. So once you've done your 3 minutes in shoelace or box with the right leg on top, we'll then come into our rebound. I think I might have missed out a rebound on the saddle. So make sure you're always taking a rebound wherever feels good. It could just be lying down, and set the timer for 2 minutes. Then coming to take shoelace on the second side, you know the drill by now, so finding which bit works for you. Our target area is the glutes and the IT band, so we're feeling it all the way around here as we fold forwards, melting down. And obviously we have the option of coming here and melting down forwards. So set the timer and go for it. 4 minutes, 3 minutes even, on that side. And then once you've done those few minutes, come down to lay on the mat in your rebound. And then we're done with the glutes and IT band. So next, after we have worked the glutes, the IT band, we are coming to work the hamstrings, so underneath the backs of the legs. And you may recognise this as Paschimottanasana in your yang practice, but very differently. Paschimottanasana is all very much engaged. We're hinging, we're staying straight, we're coming forwards. Caterpillar in yin, we are just folding down, really just letting the head hang, letting the body move forwards, and just let yourself gradually, bit by bit, work forwards without pulling yourself there. And that's our caterpillar. For those of you still quite high up in flexibility, come and sit on a block. This will change the angle of the pelvis and will give you that slight tilt to be able to get forward slightly, so that then you're hopefully feeling it on the hamstrings. If this posture doesn't work for you at all, if it's just not happening, there are other options. You could come
to standing and just hang here. Wherever you may be, you might be up here and that's fine, you can maybe take a little bend at the knees as long as you're feeling it in the hamstrings, which is our target area. And we'll hold that posture as well for 3 to 4 minutes. Once you're done with your 3 to 4 minutes, coming into your rebound, again, it might be lying backwards, you might have rolled over onto your front, and just taking your mind to the hamstrings now and feeling the energy, feeling the chi around the hamstrings. Okay, so now coming onto our final posture of this session, we'll come into butterfly. So we're going to work in the groins and the adductors. So again, as you might see in your yang practice, this is Baddha Konasana, but in yin, this is butterfly. So we just sit with the knees apart. Again, you may want to add some blocks here, pillows here, bits and pieces, you name it, you can get it going, as long as you're feeling it, like I say, in the target area. You could be sitting on a block to get the pelvis tilt, to get yourself forwards, and then when you've found that stretch in there, so for me, I'll need to move those away. To feel that stretch, I will then come all the way down. And you may find that you're feeling it in the back before you're feeling it on the inside. If that's the case, we can try out other postures for the groins. Doesn't necessarily work for everyone. So if this doesn't work for you, if butterfly doesn't work for you, come to frog. My favorite, not necessarily everyone else's favorite. Opening up the hips and coming down. And yes, it hurts. When you spend 3 to 5 minutes there, you're going to feel it. So once you've worked through that pose, you've done your 3 to 4 minutes again, come to your final relaxation, your final rebound. So the first few moments, again, scan the body, feel the energy, feel the target area, and then take a few minutes in Shavasana, palms facing upwards, let the feet drop out, close off the eyes, and just be with yourself and breathe. I'm going to leave you there, so I'm going to say goodbye. Enjoy your Shavasana, and I will see you next week.